How about the bad? How about the bad? Billy the Kid Napier, man. Great guy, by the way. But this is bad. I mean, if you're a Florida fan, this is week 4. We talked about Brian Kelly last week, how going into Death Valley, or Death Valley Jr., as he calls it, was a must-win for LSU. Billy Napier ended the season the right way for Florida, where you thought, all right, they're just going to grab the baton and they're going to keep this momentum going. Opened up with a impressive victory against Long Island University, of what you would expect the standard of that game to be for the Florida Gators. Then has South Florida at home coming off a top 25 victory against Boise State. And Alex Golish, just behind the scenes, has just been doing a really good job with this program. But this is not a team to overlook, especially given Billy Napier's history at Florida. He's 20-20. That is the worst record of any head coach in the last 40 years through 40 games in Gainesville. And you have LSU this week. We're going to talk about that game a little bit. I mean, you had to have this one. You got the quarterback. This is year 4. I put it out on X last week. They only took 8 players in the transfer portal. That was second least in the SEC. Billy Napier wants to be a player development program. He's put a lot of work into this roster. Goes out in the portal, adds a couple nice pieces, J. Michael Sturdivant being one of those guys. They played 13 freshmen versus Long Island, and I get it, it's Long Island, but that's the emphasis on the player development program. This is like Clemson Light here, but a SEC version of it, because they're going to be a little bit more aggressive in the portal. And here I am thinking, man, Florida's getting ready to put it together. They're longer, they're athletic in the trenches. Really like what they have at the second level. Secondary, good enough, in my opinion. Offensively, they have experience. Slaughter, Barber, the guard spots, there's competition. Got enough in the run game and the receivers. Trey Wilson, I get it's a durability thing. NFL talent. Vernell Brown, I get he's a freshman. NFL talent. J. Michael Sturdivant, I get it. He's on his 3rd school. NFL talent. Quarterback, legit. So it's all there for Florida right now. And South Florida comes in. Red zone woes for Florida. And as the game started to get tight, the Gators just started to, it was self-inflicted wounds. Couple big plays, points come off the board in the red zone, and absolutely horrible lack of judgment by the defensive lineman that transferred from Baylor on the last drive to allow South Florida to get into field goal range. And it's just like it's day 1 stuff. Now it's not the roster. Now it's the critical errors at critical times, of which every Florida fan has already seen enough. You don't have that margin of error to lose this type of game. And if you do, you're hanging on a prayer, and now you got to go on the road at night to Death Valley and go see Brian Kelly and Garrett Nussmeier. By the way, are coming off a really lackluster 23-7 victory against Louisiana Tech. So they're going to have something a little bit extra. But personally, yeah, disappointing for Florida, because this is a team that I think really outside of executing on the field has pressed a lot of the right buttons. And here we are, year 4, week 2, group of 5 opponent, all due respect to South Florida. You got the quarterback, you got the roster the way you want, and it's the same old thing. So how long can Sean Strickland, the AD at Florida, the brass there in Gainesville, continue to go along with Billy Napier? I'll read the schedule to you, and you tell me. At Baton Rouge, at Miami, Texas at home, at Texas A&M, Mississippi State, who just beat top 15 Arizona State, Georgia, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Florida State. I mean, that's brutal. So you got to take advantage of what's in front of you. Billy Napier, Florida, obviously a huge missed opportunity for the Gators. And now they got to go play with their hair on fire against LSU, and they got to turn it up, which, let me say this, they are capable of doing it. So if you're an LSU fan and you're looking at Florida and said, oh, they just lost to South Florida, don't make that mistake. All right, guys, like I said, quick reminder, you're locked into Coop's Corner. We're doing this all season, every week. I'm just going to try to consume as much football as possible in a healthy way. Obviously, I need to be a father and a husband first. But I will do it within those confines. And then I will report back to you on Sunday, and we'll have some good conversation.